All right, here we go, guys. First of all, happy St. Paddy's Day to everyone. It's Sunday morning, and yeah, we're looking at my brand new 24 Eastward. It delivered this week on Tuesday, and I've been coming in, adding things to it slowly, and I've gotten a few comments on some of the videos I've published recently saying, what's the update on your boat? Can you give us a walkthrough? I really wanted to wait for the electronics to be added, where we have Jack Kohut from Blue Jay Marine doing all that. Hopefully they're going to start, or he's going to start working on that next week. Maybe we'll go over what we're going to add eventually while we're on the boat doing the overview. But hey, the boat is pretty much finished, really saved the electronics. So perfect opportunity to do a walkthrough. I have driven the boat, ride's fantastic. Maybe we'll include some running footage here from when I was in Florida and got to test the boat out. But yeah, very impressed with the ride. Can't wait to see how it handles our waters here in the Northeast. I'm based in Eastern Long Island, Peconic Bay, on the North Fork of Long Island. And maybe we'll start with the trailer. Not something I think I've ever covered. Now, this is a Magic Tilt, specifically built for this boat. Not considered like a high-end trailer company like Owen & Sons and Myco and some of the others. But my hauler, who, by the way, Darrin, I'll include his contact information in the description. He was fantastic. Proactively called Eastward without me giving him any details, their phone number, a name, anything, to find out what kind of tires it had. Did it have a spare? And you'll see there's no spare on this one. And he brought a spare with him just in case, and he said it towed great. Thank God, uneventful tow up from Fort Pierce, about 1,300 miles, and he was very reasonable. I paid $37.50. Like I said, I'll include his contact information. Just a great guy, constant communication. You'll see this tire does have 16-inch, 8-lug tires, 11,000-pound axle rating, so 5,500 an axle. And yeah, Darrin said it pulled the trailer fantastic. And best part of this trailer, easy to get on. There is, as you can see, a forward boarding ladder, and you know, this is a really tall boat. It sits really high on the trailer, 6 feet tall. I gotta go on my tippy toes to touch the top of it. It's not really easy to jump on this boat if you didn't have this forward boarding ladder. And you can see the tunnel here. It's a high tunnel, reduces sneezing, which is the effect of waves hitting the tunnel, bouncing up and spraying everybody. So with that aside, here we go. Let's step into the boat and start our overview. And again, really easy to navigate this. We don't have water here. This is actually Rick's house here in Greenport, my buddy Rick, who's Jack's dad. So the boat's going to be a little dirty from walking around, but what are you going to do? It's March, Rick's in Florida, and he has the water turned off. So here we go. So we do have a canvas top. Let's start with that. But you know, for me, that's lighter. My CV had a canvas top. I don't really care if it's a canvas or hard top. Let's start at the stern and work our way forward. All right, let's start with the engines. These are 225 horsepower Mercuries. Little bit of overkill, I think, for this size boat. But, like I said, I test drove the boat in Florida, and the torque is insane. I mean, there's literally no bow rise. The boat jumps right on plane, and very efficient cruise. We'll put up the cruise numbers after the boat is bottom painted and filled with fuel. And I want to give real world numbers, not, very light numbers, which is what we ran. You'll see this platform here, the bracket is just enormous. Extends out a long way, maybe 3.5 feet. I gotta put a ruler to it, but it's just a big open area. We did add rocket launchers on each side, 5 across on this side, 5 across on that side, and all in all, you know, you'll see here, cup holder, rod holder, cup holder, rod holder, rod holder, rod. We have 6 rod holders on each side to go with the 10 in the back. So 6 on the starboard side too, 5 across on the T-top. And again, these are, I'm not on my tippy toes. They're not that hard to reach, 6 feet tall. Maybe for a shorter person it'll be a little hard, but 5 on top there, 2 on the level down, 3 on the level down, 2 more here. Total on the boat is 34. And you know, the other thing that really impresses me, again, I'm 6 feet tall. This is right at my thighs, in the back, in the stern. There's just tremendously high gunnels here. You'll see this is actually the cap from the 30-foot Eastward. This is, I think, the 2nd or 3rd boat 24 built with this cap. And yeah, and as you get closer to the front, it's, you know, it's up to my waist. I mean, it's just an incredibly big feeling 24. The gunnels are higher than they were in my 32 CV. So yeah, tremendous amount of freeboard on this boat. It's just fantastic. This bracket also has in it a bilge pump, just in case water gets in. It will spit it out. I also have a control at the station. Bilge access is also on each sponsoon. There are these hatches, they slide out. You see the bilge pump there. Same on the other side. And the saltwater pump is on the starboard side. That controls these 2 live wells. See, they're nice and deep. Glass is really thick. It's nice. And I don't use live wells, the style of fishing I do here in the Northeast. But what we're going to do, you know, we like to bleed our fish. So instead of having a bucket, a bleed bucket, we're going to have 1 live well going as a bleed bucket. And the 2nd live well will be filled with ice. And it will be used solely as a fish box. I think that works out perfectly for what I want to do. See pop-up cleats, push them down, they pop up. There are 3 on each side, which is nice. I opted to include a mezzanine seat that will also act as a huge cooler. You see that here. This is the board, I have it in here for now, that slides right in. So when you're underway, doing this with one hand, sorry guys. There we go. So when you're underway, there is a little bit of a door there. Don't need that now while we're working on the boat, so fits perfectly in this cooler. And yeah, this is where we'll put drinks and food, water, beers. 2 people can sit here too, face aft. Moving along to the helm area, see we got these white taco seats. They're flip-up bolsters. They're very comfortable. We got a blank canvas here. And what we're going to have is 1 Garmin screen, 1 Humminbird Apex screen, and they're going to be networked into the newest, latest and greatest Minn Kota Quest Instinct trolling motor, auto deploy, spot lock, drift mode. Excuse me, I'm fighting a cold. It's going to be the latest and greatest. I can't wait to see how that works. We have a glass windshield that almost takes, you know, is closed, but it's so high that it's fine. There is a little bit of air that'll come in, but it still offers absolutely tremendous protection. Also under the gunnels, you'll see there's a lot more storage for rods. The 34 number I gave does not include these, okay? Does not include these. The other thing I really love is the amount of storage, and we'll talk about that front step in a second, why I have that there. This goes all the way across. I have the fire extinguisher, the flares in here. I have a throw cushion in here. I have some soap, rope, some other goodies on the other side. This is accessible on both sides, and apologies again, the boat is a little dirty. There you go, plenty more room in there to add stuff. There's also a ton of room in the console itself. You'll see it's empty. There's no porta potty in here. Small roof because obviously the tunnel is under there. So just by nature, catamarans are not deep, but you'll see the batteries are here. There's 4 batteries here now. We're going to have a lithium battery, 36 volts, for the trolling motor. And I'm really impressed with this wiring. It's labeled, it's neat. They did a really good job here. And again, more storage here if I want to add stuff in here. I brought life jackets with me. I'm probably going to add the life jackets either in here or, you know, we got a ton more storage here. Now look, let's talk about these hatches. They are plastic. I added this last minute. If you look at the original video where I saw the boat for the first time, this step wasn't here. I wanted the step here to get up to the bow easier, to get up to the trolling motor easier if I did need to get up there. And yeah, this is what was built. I'm fine with it. We'll see how it lasts. I know it looks a little cheaper, but if it's watertight, that's all I care about. And you'll see lots of storage here. Same on that side. Same on this side, this giant cavernous area, just completely wide open. Same on this side, and then all the way up here, you have huge anchor locker. I did buy an anchor and 150 feet of road. Not a lot. You see it is on a tension hinge. I didn't add more road because literally I don't expect to ever, and I mean ever, deploy this anchor. I had my CB for 5 years. I never deployed the anchor. It's just there in an emergency. The trolling motor and the spot lock will do the work. The nav lights are there, one on each side. Again, the pop-up cleats are there. Rod holders up here too. I mean, and you can see, I'm on the step right now, which again, there's a natural curve on these catamarans. So this step helps hide that, number one. And number two, also gives you really a step to come up here. And it's also like an extra seat. Like I'm going to sit down right now. I can easily see somebody sitting down and, you know, fishing up here. Actually very comfortable. And if we look, we're going to do one person here. I'm going to move over 2 big steps. Second person here. 2 big steps. Third person here. I mean, realistically, 4 or 5 people on each side is very doable. Again, it's the biggest 24-foot boat I've ever been on. What else? We got some LED lights here. We're gonna have a big, one of the pieces of electronics we're gonna add, in addition to the screens, radar, which I didn't mention, we're gonna add a big light bar up here too. And yeah, I mean, that's a quickish, I know it wasn't that quick, but a quickish overview of the new Eastward. Again, hope to have it in the water in about a month. We got to do the electronics, got to get bottom painted, it's got to get launched, but I'm super excited. I'm super excited to see, you know, how it rides compared to the CV, which is, you know, a boat that's literally 8 feet longer. So although the width is about the same, the CV was 9.4 the beam, this is 9.3. So you know, width-wise, you don't lose a lot. Length-wise, you lose some, but again, the trade-off is going to be much better fuel efficiency and hopefully a very similar ride. The CV rode great. I expect this to ride great too. I just love this T-top too with all these rod holders here. And you'll be happy to know I did buy a second net. So we will have 2 nets on the boat, maybe 1 on each side back here. I also could mention that somebody theoretically could fish here. I mean, got to be careful, but plenty of room here if you want to, you know, drop between the engines. There you go, guys. Quick overview of the new Eastward 24. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you like these videos, hit that like button. And if you're not already a subscriber and you like content like this, please consider subscribing.